Hey guys, welcome back to Gwyn's Garage. Today's episode is brought to you exclusively from the beautiful island of Hawaii. I have been so busy with work lately that I haven't had time to make any videos for you guys, but now that I'm here on vacation, I can get to doing that. If you watched my first video, you saw how I restored my 67 Camaro, and that was from when I was age 14 to 18. So I was also going to high school at that time. I went to a technical school for auto body, so that's where I learned most of my skills. And also for my dad, who's a mechanic, that's how I learned more of the mechanical stuff. He owns his own shop, and I actually started working for him my junior year. So I stopped going to school for shop, and I just worked instead. And that really helped. I think that working in an actual shop environment is a lot more, it's definitely way more fast paced. You're on a schedule to get things done. And not only are you going through jobs quicker, but there's also a wider variety of things that customers will ask you to do. So today I'm going to show you most of the projects that I did at work until I moved away to college. So this was probably one of the first projects that I did. This is just a little before and after of a cab corner that I replaced. And I actually built the whole corner with a metal brake and bent it to fit. This was kind of the same concept. I bent another piece and welded it in there, did a little bit of body work over that, and painted it. And it looks pretty much just like new. So this was probably one of my favorite projects. I did a simple restoration on this. There wasn't a whole lot of rust, but there was quite a few dents and stuff. And this truck is cool because it's a 72 and it actually has a 68 front end, so fenders and grill and all that, and it looks pretty neat. As you can see, the bed had been painted multiple times before. I ended up putting diamond plate vinyl flooring down in the bed, but I don't have a picture of that. I painted it single stage semi-gloss black with a silver roof, and I really liked that color combo. Next, I did a Jeep. The owner did all the body work, so all I had to do was paint it. And I started with the roof, so I taped everything off and just did the roof, and then moved to the rest of the body. I specifically remember this being a special color. It was like the darkest of dark blacks you could get. This one was a pretty nice, quick project, and I used base coat and clear coat on this. After that, I had another pretty cool job. This is a 68 Firebird, and I did some minor body work, primed it all, and then painted it. This is Salsa Pearl Red, and I don't really remember why, but I just painted it base coat with no clear. Here's some action shots of me painting. And here's the final result. It's definitely not some of my best work, but hey, at least it's practice, right? This is an old dump truck. There's a few little dings and scratches here and there, so I just filled those with Bondo and then spot primed it and got it ready for paint. There we go with the after. This truck really shines. I believe this was single stage as well. Now this is a Triumph TR4. I know that it had been painted once before and it was getting kind of dull, and there was a few spots that needed body work because you could see it was kind of wavy and bumpy here and there. And the hood on these cars actually opens backwards, and the point where it gets propped up was getting pretty weak and actually cracked, so I welded that back together. And then I painted it single stage British Racing Green. This was another fun project. I love doing custom paint. This is the hood off of a Kodiak. And first I painted it black and then laid down the tape and outlined it with silver, so it's kind of like ghost flames. I had done a couple flame jobs before, but this was the first one on a vehicle. I got really into custom paint and started doing a lot of mailboxes, so that's what these tractors are on. And then I did a lot of flaming mailboxes too. And I actually did a few toilet seats. I've done a lot of flames actually, so I had plenty of practice to get my design down to where I like it. I also started getting into pinstriping. I think this is the only mailbox I pinstriped, but I did some other things like a welding helmet. And when I was 16, I started going to the Syracuse National Show in New York, and they have a pinstriping party basically, where a bunch of pinstripers from all over the country get together and paint a bunch of stuff and sell it off at auction for charity. Going there definitely had a big impact on me because I could see all the other artwork and get inspiration, and also chat with the artist, and they could give me tips and pointers and things. Here's a sign I did for a friend of mine's truck, and then this is a painting I did for my dad because he loves 59 Chevys. And here's a few more mailboxes. So everything you've seen so far was done up until I was 18. From there I moved to Ohio, where I went to Ohio Technical College and studied custom paint. Now there are two separate parts to this class, the first of which being pinstriping. Unfortunately, I didn't really learn a lot from this class or from the school itself. Since I had already been doing custom paint, the only thing I really got out of this was practice. Sure, there was a few techniques or things that I did learn, but I really feel like it wasn't anything that I couldn't have learned from a YouTube video or something. The second half of this class was airbrushing, which I had never airbrushed before, and as you can see, I wasn't very good at it, but really all it takes is practice. I don't think that the school necessarily taught me anything that I couldn't have learned on my own, but on the bright side, I did have a lot of great experiences. I met a lot of really awesome people. This is my custom paint class. Overall, I am glad that I went to Ohio. I just don't think that going to that particular school was worth it for me. But here's some paintings that I'm really proud of, and the Camaro is my favorite. Alright, that wraps it up for today. I want to thank you all for watching, and stay tuned because my next video is going to be on the projects I have been working on in the last year, so everything I've done since I started my business. And make sure to like and subscribe because I got a lot of more cool stuff coming your way. And if you want to follow along a little more closely, you can check me out on social media. I'm at Gwyn's Garage. Thanks.